The NFL playoffs are here, and this matchup on Wildcard Weekend is brought to you by EA Sports. Hope y'all ready for this one, and it's kicking off next on Madden NFL 25.
It's the NFL on EA Sports, and we're on the road to the Super Bowl. Today, an exciting battle of NFC teams between these road warriors and our home team. Alongside Brock Heward, I'm Kate Scott, and the NFL playoffs are finally upon us. We don't know who the teams will be just yet, but one thing we do know, partner, whoever makes it through to the end of the gauntlet ahead has truly earned a spot in this year's Super Bowl.
It's really what the regular season does. It gets you battle-tested before you take the field in these playoffs, where it's win or pack your bags. When we saw these guys in Week 1, neither...
Where the road to immortality begins for most teams, we're underway from Wildcard Weekend. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. So here's their offense, taking over for the first time here. And it'll be their second-year quarterback who's bringing them out.
He's definitely one of the stars in this league, a true franchise quarterback. And when you're at this level, Kate, you want to put your imprints on this game right from the jump.
All right, let's get this show on the road. It is 1st and 10. Off the play fake, he's going to throw. Finds the in route complete. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down. It's a gain of 27 yards to move the chains. One play in, and this drive is already into enemy territory. Lone back gets the handoff. And he'll only find 1 yard up the gut, second down. Back to the well again. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
I know from the position of the quarterback, Kate, sometimes you hand that ball, you put it in the belly of the running back, and you send him right into the teeth of a buzzsaw. You can feel it from the jump, and that call from the defense, it came at the perfect time.
And that will not be enough for a first down.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field, keep them short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
Personal foul, roughing the kicker, defense.
Thought he had a chance to block it, but he ends up wiping out the kicker instead, and that's going to award their offense a first down.
Automatic first down.
You hate to see this on 4th down for that defense, roughing the kicker. Now they've got a first inside the red zone. From the red zone now. And he's not quite that fast. Let him just a bit too much. That's incomplete. No luck finding his receiver that time. So that brings up second down. A tight end in motion now. 2nd and 10 now. Has him on the quick hitter. And they get this down to the 7-yard line. That's a gain of 13, and it sets him up with 1st and goal. They'll throw it again. Has it in close. And in for the touchdown. What an outstanding opening series, partner. They just wore down that defense as they marched their way to the end zone.
Yeah, it took a whole bunch of that opening script to find a touchdown, but it showed just how well designed that script was. It was the right sequence of plays to keep that ball moving and find the end zone while getting your offense established in its top gear right here early on.
Lining up now to try the extra points. The point after splits the uprights. And these guys will jump out to a 7-0 lead. And after they reach the end zone, they'll kick it off and turn things over to the defense. Returning it from the 4. And it's a nice return here. They'll tackle him shy of the 35. So here's their offense now to take over for the first time. And we'll take a glance at their 7th-year QB.
Simply put, there's not a throw on the field he's not capable of making. His arm can reach every blade of grass, which as a defender is an absolute pain to have to worry about down in and down out. And as an offense, it energizes you for the possibility of a big play at any time.
Throwing the out route complete. Just a couple of yards here as he heads for the sideline. 2nd down now, 7 to go. From the 36. Short pass brought in. And he's going to get this up to the 45 before he's brought down. That's a pickup of 9. And it'll give him a first down. They'll try and throw it here. Finds him over the middle. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They pick up 20 yards there. And they'll have first down.
You know what I like about that, Kate? I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball.
They're set up at the 35 now. First carry here for the rookie out of Texas A&M. And not a lot of room for him as he's brought down. It's a gain of 3 for him. That brings up 2nd and 7. Pass play coming here. Chased out to his right. Oh, he was on the move, but so was the defense, and they take him down. And that pushes him back. 3rd down coming up. Slot man in motion right. Throw on 3rd down. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. So they opt for the shorter pass later in the progression on that play, Brock, but man, the defense took that away too.
Well, what they tell us yesterday in those production meetings, nothing comes easy. No easy completions from shots down the field to those checkdowns to the running back. Wanted to make this offense earn everything. They just did.
This one's headed for the sideline and out. We'll get the mark. They say it's at the 9 where it crossed. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. They bring a tight end in motion right. Throwing from the gun. Completed over the middle. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
I love throwing on 1st down. And when you see a 1st down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you plan for, and you go out and execute.
The rush gets home, and they stick him. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
Kate, I've seen a 1-step drop. I've seen a 3, a 5, a 7. Some of the boots and play actions to get more depth. But a 20-step drop? That's not going to cut it. Except for this defense, it just adds a whole bunch of negative yards to that play.
Let's see what they dial up on a 2nd and very long. Another try following the sack. A quick throw is swatted away, incomplete.
Read and react, read and react, read and react. Got to read where the quarterback's eyes are going, and you got to react as he begins to throw to get to a spot and knock it away.
3rd and long for him here. Fired in there and cut. And the defense is all over this one for a big loss.
I'll tell you, that is a humbling moment to see a completed 3rd down pass actually go backwards instead of towards the sticks.
He gets it away now from his own end zone. And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down. That one an impressive 57-yard kick. And they'll have a short field in front of them as they take over. New set of downs for him from the 46. They'll throw on first. And this throw's knocked away, incomplete. Could not beat the defender there. And it's going to be second down. Throwing from the gun here. And not much doing. He stopped quickly.
When there's heat, that blitz coming off the snap, that QB's eyes, you could see it right away. He got to his check down in a hurry. But, Kate, here's the key. Quarterback and running back have to be on the same page. The two were right there, and then netted some positive yards.
That's going to be an incomplete pass on the throw to the right.
Hey, Kate, you feeling lucky? Well, the quarterback is, because he just dodged a major turnover. That was an easy pick that was simply dropped.
Punter takes the field on fourth down, and he sends this one flying. And this is headed to the sideline, and it'll bounce out at the 7. Wow, great kick. This offense getting all set for this series. And their goal is going to be doubling that 7-0 lead they have so far. Offense ready to begin this drive, 1st and 10. First play, they go quick out to the left, complete. And they were able to drag him down as he reaches the 15-yard line.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on first down. Well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for second down. In the 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
And they've got him behind the line for a big loss.
Kate, it's amazing how fast these guys are on the field and how fast your fortunes can turn. 2nd and short run, you're feeling good about yourself. But with a negative play, well, now comes a critical 3rd down.
And he let his man too much there, Brock. Incomplete, 4th down coming up.
You know, it's a point of emphasis in practice each and every week, no matter where we go. How are we going to attack the coverage on 3rd down? Well, they chose the wrong play off that call sheet that time.
4th down, and on comes the punt team, and the kick's away. And he'll haul in this punt. Fair catch made at the 45-yard line. So no return on that punt. And it's going to be their football coming up. Ball on the 45, 1st and 10. Throwing now from the gun. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the big play drives them backwards. 2nd down coming up.
I'm not sure that deficit's going anywhere anytime soon. If anything, this is a defense that sees their offense creating not a ton of separation on the board, knowing they've got to shoulder the load. And sacks like that go a long ways towards doing it.
They really need some chunk yardage here on 2nd down. Trying again, following the sack. He finds him on the slant. And he rips off good yardage, but it will not move the chains. Drive in dire straits, it's 3rd and 9. He's going to throw this one. Escapes the pocket. He'll make a bid for it on the ground. And he slides down with enough to pick up that first. They'll move the chains after that pickup of 12.
You know, Kate, back in the day, we had a slip and slide at practice for moments just like that. Actually practicing how to slide and get out of harm's way. Nice gain on the play. And denied that defense yet another chance to take a shot on him.
Throw left side, complete. And he works this to the 38 before going down. 2nd down now, 7 to go. From the 38. Short pass caught by his tight end. And he's going to be brought down at the 23-yard line. Give him 15 yards on the pickup there. And that'll be a 1st down.
You want to become a quarterback's best friend? Do that. Turn a short little gain, a short little pass into some yards after catch, and that quarterback will find you again.
He brings the offense up now for a 1st and 10. He's dropping back to throw. Looking underneath, and the back brings it in. And he gets this down to the 13-yard line. 1 quarter gone in our opening round game of the NFC postseason. Neither side separating much so far. Take a quick break, and we'll be back with more of the NFL on EA Sports. Welcome back. We're all set to start the second. Offense already out to resume its stride. Back to pass on 2nd and short. Tried to connect, but it winds up incomplete. Looking for his wide receiver there. And that leaves him with 3rd and short. Out of the gun, they'll give it to him inside. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
3rd and inches, and you hate to see that run go backwards. I just take myself back to a huddle, and you know you're imploring your guys, listen, just give us a little bit of a push, and we will move the sticks. Instead, well, the defense is energized with that stop.
Zerline puts it through. And it's dropped back down now to a 4-point game.
That's the type of long, sustained drive that takes some of the starch out of your opponent. The only negative is that the kicking team was out there for a field goal and not an extra point. But they do come away with 3.
This return starts at the 5. In pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. Now this offense ready to head back out. They didn't add to their lead last time out. They punted it away, but still ahead and able to add to it here. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing. Too much lead on that throw. That falls incomplete ahead of his target. No luck finding his receiver that time. So it's 2nd down coming up. Now they'll throw out of the gun. Caught by the tight end, running that corner. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. How about a big hitter, 30, 40 yards there and a new set of downs.
You know, Kate, we often talk about flipping the field in special teams, right? A kick return, a good punt. Well, an explosive play like that does the exact same thing. Look at the difference in field position. By hitting on that shot, you've totally flipped the field and the tone of this drive.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Complete over the middle. And he's stopped at the 31-yard line. 2nd and 3 now. Right up the gut. And tough sledding for him. Only room to get it to the 30. Call it no gain, maybe 1 at best on that play. That leaves him with 3rd and 2. They'll throw it. Tight end reels in the shallow throw. And he's going to be out of bounds. Looks like a yard or 2 short of the 25. That goes as a 4-yard pickup, and it gets him a 1st down.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your 3rd downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Ball and defender arrived at the exact same time there. So it'll be 2nd down. Out of the shotgun, they'll give it to him inside. And they'll stop him after a short pickup to the 24. A less than ideal 3rd and 8 here. Shotgun snap, they're gonna throw. And it's incomplete, and that's gonna bring up 4th down.
Oh, that was such an opportunity lost. They were looking for a way out without giving up any points on the series. And instead, well, he just couldn't quite hang on.
Celebrating a decade in the NFL, he sends it through. And add 3 to their lead as it extends to 7.
You'd expect him to make most of those attempts from this distance, but it's never a lock. So they'll happily take this and finish off the drive with points.
That's going to be taken in at the 8. Good looking return here, and he's got room. And they'll start this drive in good position, a little shy of the 40. New set of downs for them at the 38. Here comes their offense out again. And they take over down 10-3 following that score. Fires right away, but incomplete.
Man, that ball looked good out of his hands. It just couldn't get through the defense cleanly. Somebody tips it away and saves a potential completion.
2nd and 10 now. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's short of the first after a mild gain.
Sometimes when you're just looking to move it forward, get some small yards on a throw, quarterback's best friend, security blanket. And when it's a big old tight end, that's an extra bonus.
He has the first over the middle. And they push this down to the opposing 47-yard line. They come through with a nice gain of 10 and a first down.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of third downs just like that.
Football on that 47-yard line, first down. Option give here. And he'll advance this down to the 38-yard line. Give him 9 yards. He almost moved the chains there. It's going to be 2nd and 1. From the gun, they're going to hand it off. And he'll get them enough for a first down.
You know what I love about that play call? It was simple. Nobody overthinking on the sideline or out on the field. Just an offense going to work and moving those chains.
Shotgun snap, looking to throw. He misfired on that one. It's behind his man. This one misses the tight end. And that'll bring up 2nd down. Blown back in the backfield, and he gets the handoff. And he pushes forward, but they don't get much there. Only 2 yards on the play, and it brings up 3rd and 8. Back to throw. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. Now this is the dreaded sight anytime there's a sack. He's hurting after taking that hit, and they're going to get out there to check on him. Punt team on the field. And he's going to try to give his defense a long field to defend. And he's certainly been staying busy. Once again, he's out to punt and sends this flying. And this one gets out of bounds. It was pushing some distance towards the goal line, but gets out at the 5. Now this offense getting set to work here. And their last drive did end in points. Not as many as they wanted, though. They had to settle for that field goal despite advancing the football pretty well. Here's a give up the middle. And all he can get is 1 yard. Ran that right into the defensive front.
As an offense in these situations, Kate, you could feel your own goal line, and you're not going to risk putting the ball in the air. So that means you're going to run it, and you're going to buy whatever breathing room you can.
That's incomplete for the moment. We do have a flag down, but it might not be good news for their offense. That's usually where we see holding calls. And they're going to go ahead and let the play stand as it happens. They decline the penalty. Throwing on 3rd and long. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And it's good yardage, but they tackle him short of the sticks.
I call this quarterback's best friend. Some call it a safety valve, some call it automatic, but it's sure nice as a quarterback when you got a trusty running back over the middle of the field that you can depend on.
And he calls for the fair catch and is there to collect it. That punt goes unanswered, no return there. And they're going to take over possession. New set of downs for him from the 46. Handoff now out of the gun. And he's still looking for the play that sparks the ground game as that one stopped for a loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
We know how hard explosive plays can be in the NFL, and so often they come via the air. What a great help for the offense to find an explosive play on the ground. Well done.
Ball start, offense.
One of the most common penalties in the sport, and the reaction, it's the same every time, Brock. Frustration from the coach as they get backed up 5 yards. They'll run here following the penalty. Broke through the tackle, and he's going to run this down to the 36-yard line. They get back 8 and now have a second and much more manageable 7. Plowing up the middle. And this is down to the 28 before the defense halts it. 8 yards on the gain, and the drive continues forward.
That's the type of call that offensively, man, it just builds so much confidence. I don't even think they were looking to get the first down, just get to a manageable 3rd down, but instead they move the chains, and that is one disheartening look on that defense.
Short pass caught by his tight end. And they can't bring him down until he gets into that red zone at the 19. Let's see what they want to do here, partner. It's 2nd and inches. Slot receiver headed left. From the 19. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Pass didn't work on 2nd. Let's see how that affects this 3rd down. They'll try and pick this up on the ground. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
Tackle made at the 9-yard line. 1st and goal at the 9-yard line.
So we're at the 2-minute warning here from Louisville. 4 downs now to get in. Here's 1st and goal. They'll motion him out of the backfield. Trying to throw here out of the gun. And it's caught. Touchdown! Well, we all know that he's somebody they like to have working down near the end zone, Brock, and there is so many ways they know how to use him down there.
Yeah, things are constantly different down there when you're trying to defend him, which is what makes defending him so tough, borderline impossible at times. He can make the smallest little tweaks to his route just like a receiver would, and it's a totally different animal, a nightmare for these defenses.
Brown adds the PAT. And his guys tie things 10-10. Following the touchdown, they'll kick it back and see what the opposition has in store. He fields it from the 8. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. The offense headed back to the field. They were only on the field for 3 plays their prior series, Brock. Let's see what changes they make to take over here. Throwing from the gun. Looking right, and he finds him. And he's up to the 35-yard line as they reel him in. 2nd and 3. He completes it in traffic. And he's downed after getting this up to the 41. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. They get 6 and a 1st down as well. Looking for his wide receiver there. And we'll see what they do here on 2nd down. Throwing it again here. Finds a man right side. And he's tackled after getting this to the opposing 46. Still sticking with the passing game. That's too far in front, and it's not going to be caught. Not on the same page with his tight end. And now it's 2nd down. They are throwing it again. Completed over the middle. And they make the stop. We're going to say at about the 37-yard line. Complete beyond the marker. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And it sets up 1st down.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your third downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
All right, set now, 1st and 10. Now he'll throw off the play fake. Able to get it to Edwards. And he has it down officially to the red zone at the 20. 2nd and 4. This time they're going to get there, and they drop him. They need some extra time to think over 3rd and long. We've got a timeout. And that's all they've got for what little remains of this half.
You get into the red zone and every detail matters. It matters on the whole 100 yards. But, Kate, once you get inside this red zone, it is so critical. And let's tip our cap to the defense on the details, creating that sack.
That sails over his target, incomplete, and now it's 4th down. No luck finding his receiver that time. So that brings up 4th and long. Now out comes the field goal unit as they try this one. He cashed his first attempt, his second now from 45. And that one is good. A little longer, but no problem at all. And that's going to break our tie and give them a 3-point advantage.
Okay, one of the areas that kickers and quarterbacks are similar, they want to get into rhythm. And no better way to feel good and get into that rhythm and start a game 2 for 2 as a kicker.
And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. The visitors returning their offense and this running back to the field. Not a whole lot of time left for him to put something together here before the break. The clock reads 24 seconds now as the final drive of this half begins. Throwing from the gun here. Short pass brought in. And this one's brought to a halt at about the 36-yard line. Offense at the line, but they won't snap it. We've got a timeout. From the 36. And that one is incomplete, and the clock stops with 18 seconds to go.
You really want those throws to be like clockwork for your offense. Every team needs to hit passes in that short to intermediate range to effectively move the ball.
Hits him on the out route. And he's going to be brought down at the 42. He'll throw it yet again. And he just hucks this one away. Wasn't going to risk a throw or force something. It brings up 2nd down. Back to throw it. All in left side. And he's brought down, but there's some laundry on the field.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense.
Always a point of emphasis, right? Protecting the quarterbacks, and that play is going to draw the flag every time. Zerline puts it through. And that's going to tie us up just before halftime. So we're to the half in this NFC Wildcard contest. Now we'll get you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman is waiting to deliver the EA Sports halftime report. These two teams, as we skip halftime and get right back to this contest. Oh, he's showing some burst on this return. And an excellent return here sets them up almost at midfield. Their offense taking the field now for the opening drive of the second half. And they could take control of the second half early, Brock, if they break the tie on this opening drive. They'll come out throwing. Finds him over the middle. And he pushes this down to the 42 before going down. Now following that completion, we see a man shaken up. Officials calling for a pause as he gets looked at. They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. Back now, pressure on its way. That won't be caught outright. It's incomplete.
Can't cover it much better than that. Really well covered, Kate, on that play. There just simply was not a window for him to sneak that throw in.
2nd and 10 now. Dumps it off to his running back. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play.
That pass, it did put him in a position where he had to shake a defender. That's all you want. Give me a one-on-one. And he is capable of doing it, but not against that dude. That defender could not be shook, and he knocked him back across the line.
Complete over the middle. And a nice gain here, but it stopped short of the first.
You know, I like the completion. You never turn down a completion. That's just not the right throw to make in that spot to move the chains.
Punt team is on now, and they get this away. Now this is a beauty of a kick. It's headed out of bounds, no chance at a return or a touchback. They're gonna mark it out at the 6. Their offense returning to the field for another possession. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Now a give on the counter. And he has it up to the 9-yard line before going down. Solid 4-yard gain there, and now they've got 2nd and 6 coming up. Back-to-back carries here. And he's brought down for a loss.
This is one of those plays that I wish we had the huddle mic'd up, Kate, because I can assure you that offensive line in their own way is telling that running back, sorry, we did not give you any chance.
Gets it to him on the screen. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a 1st down.
This dude's just simply got a nose for the marker no matter how they get him the ball, Kate. Hand it to him, and he sniffs out that 1st down. Get it to him on a screen, and it's no different. He surges ahead and keeps this drive moving.
They have themselves another 1st and 10. They'll send him over right. Quick touch pass to the receiver. A flag's down as he stops. Looks like this one's on the offense.
Holding, offense.
Well, partner, they say there's holding on every play. You just got to look for it, right? That time, though, we did not have to look too hard. They go play action on 1st. Completed to his running back. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a 1st down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes 2nd and 3rd down a whole lot easier to manage.
Throwing on 2nd and 13. That's incomplete left side. Trying to find his tight end. And things look tougher now with 3rd and long. Here's a throw. Dump off caught by his back. And it's a nice gain, but still not enough for the 1st.
I'm a big fan of the screen pass. Really, you can run a screen as they just showed on any play. 1st, 2nd, 3rd down, sometimes even 4th. But it takes great acumen, a great football IQ defensively to have an awareness it's coming, and then more importantly, to stop it.
Punt meets him at the 28. And he gets his guys a few yards before they bring him down on the return. It's a 61-yard punt that time. And they'll get ready to go on offense. Ball at the 33 for 1st down. Off the play fake, he'll throw. Connects on the crosser. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. They got 24 yards on the play. And that'll give them a 1st down.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. And a lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
To throw here on 1st down. Finds a seam down the middle. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. That one goes for 25 yards. And it'll give him a 1st down. From the red zone now. We put way too much on that one, Brock. Over the end zone and out.
Well, you got to have a short memory in the NFL. Incompletions happen. Now you got to make the adjustment and go get the next one.
Back to the air here on 2nd and 10. He has it at the 5. And they're going to get this down to the 4 before being stopped. They'll break the huddle and come up on 1st and goal. They'll throw it again. And it's caught in the end zone. Touchdown. Well, Brock, you know this better than most. Sometimes these dudes can be a quarterback's best friend, finding the tight end in the end zone for 6.
And it really has been that way for decades when you think about it, Kate. From John Mackey to Tony Gonzalez to Travis Kelce. The position can be such a mismatch when you're throwing for the end zone.
Brown able to tack on the point after. And these guys break that tie and now lead by 7. Now after the touchdown, they'll kick it back and see what the opposition can do. Starting from the 5. He's stopped on the return at the 27. Back out runs their offense. And I'm sure they're tired of bringing out the punter, Brock. They're hopefully going to give him some rest this time around and find some points to go after that lead. Airing it out to start this drive. To the ground it goes. That's incomplete.
I think if you look up in phase in the defensive encyclopedia, that is a picture-perfect form of it. He was all over him in coverage, really forcing the incompletion.
And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
Perception and reality, Kate. The perception out there from the public is edge rushers are defined by their sacks. The reality in a locker room and in the huddle is you could be defined by your relentlessness. And his motor never stopped. Helped him track it down for a loss on the outside.
And even on 3rd down, he sees no choice other than to get rid of it. Not the play they wanted. It's going to be 4th down.
So many coaches love 3rd downs, and they practice them so much, Kate. Why? Because they're the money down in the NFL. Whether it's a close game already out of hand, coaches know, got to execute and convert on these 3rd downs.
And little to nothing on that return as the coverage team gets to him. That punt finishes as a 60-yard effort. Man, it'll be their football. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Back to throw now. That one's complete, right side. And he'll take it up to the 30 before being brought down.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, you just find a way to get him the ball.
And he's tackled after gaining a handful. Chance to move the chains here on 3rd and 4. They send a receiver in motion right. From the gun on 3rd down. Caught by the tight end, running that corner. And the tackle's made just beyond midfield at the 48. Give him 18 yards on that play, Brock, and it gets him a 1st down.
Every tight end worth his salt wanted this. Really craved man-to-man coverage. The best of them, give me man-to-man coverage, and I'm going to beat you. I was around Dallas Clark and Indy, one of the best. You play man-to-man, he's going to find a way to out-leverage you, separate from you, and make a play just as that tight end did.
They are throwing it again. Throwing the out route complete. And he'll go out of bounds close to that 35-yard line. Well, a roar from the crowd as they saw the replay on the big screen, and they will indeed get a challenge. Well, we're going to see how much of a sideline maven he is, Brock. This one very close, whether he got the feet down or not.
And I'm so impressed by all these mavens because you've got to make that transition from college where 1 foot, you're good.
Yep.
But not at this level. You've got to be a ballerina. You got to get those toes both in, and the replay booth will be the judge of it.
So not only do they not get the result that they wanted, but they're going to lose what could be a very valuable timeout too. And they've got him down near the red zone at the 22. He picks up 15 on the play. And that gives them the 1st. Now they'll throw out of the gun. Hits him on the out route. And he's out of bounds inside the red zone, just short of the 15. Halfway to the marker, it's 2nd and 5. From the 17. Cut out left. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down.
Quarterbacks will look for their tight end short in just about any situation. They take away the deeper options. Well, there's their consistent source of positive yardage, the trusty tight end.
And that short gain is enough for a new set of downs.
That is your old school meat and potatoes call right there. Don't even think about throwing it. Just rush it ahead and get what you need.
Goal to go, they're passing. The throw is caught. And he drives this forward to the 6.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on first down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
They'll try and punch it in. And they'll make this stop after a small push to the 5. They only made it to 1 on that carry. Now they're going to have 3rd and goal from the 5. He'll look to throw. He brings it in. Touchdown. Well, in a close game, they needed somebody to make that type of play. Now it pushes their lead to a couple of scores and makes a comeback that much more difficult.
You know, Kate, their offense did its part and padded the lead. Now it's up to this defense to make this 2-score lead hold up and carry it across the finish line.
Brown now for the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And his guys double their lead to 14.
Our home team, 13.
They put a touchdown on the board, and now they'll send it away. Fielded at the 7. And pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. Their offense ready to take the field now. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. They'll come out throwing. And there's a man there. It's intercepted. And they limit the damage on the return, but it is still a turnover.
You know, Kate, so often they say that defense is just reactionary. They're just reacting to what the offense is doing. But I'll tell you what, when you got a defensive call like that, the right personnel, nickel coverage, right, the right defensive plan, it plays such a huge role in helping take the ball away.
The offense getting set to go. And taking a look at these highlights, Brock, just a reminder of the type of game that they have had throwing the football. It really has been the key to their success.
Yeah, they've just not only stayed on schedule here, Kate. Man, they've made some music, right? Great rhythm.
Yeah.
Not just ahead of schedule, but huge plays have followed. We've seen a lot of different looks and wrinkles throughout this performance, and it's been a joy to watch.
Going back in the backfield, and they give it to him. And he runs this one down to the 22-yard line. It's an 8-yard pickup, and they're going to have 2nd and 2 next. We're down to 1 quarter before we determine our wild card winner. They have it with the lead. Just need to close this quarter out for a playoff win. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. They'll empty the backfield and motion him out. From the 22 on 2nd down. Falls to the ground out left, incomplete.
Hey, Kate, I know it's unrealistic to expect a 100% completion rate from anywhere on the field. But in this close, you really shouldn't be missing too many throws. Those need to be borderline automatic.
Looking to throw on 3rd and 2. Complete beyond the marker. And he's brought down inside the 10 at the 9. That's a gain of 13, and it sets him up with 1st and goal.
Year after year, the best offenses are multifaceted. It's not just the receivers or the tight ends that can make plays through the air. When you get running backs that can attack the middle of the field like that, man, is it difficult on the defense.
And he's able to power this forward, but they stop him after 2 yards. Ball placed at the 7. It's 2nd and goal. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. And he will take this in. Touchdown! These guys have likely locked up the win right there. Well, Brock, not much to say other than the fact that this offense on point. They are just clicking today.
Just rolling. I mean, this is clinic. This is what I call teaching tape. Being well prepared, and more importantly, going out there and executing at a high level.
Brown now for the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And these guys stretch their lead to 21.
34, our home team, 13.
And after they reach the end zone, they'll kick it off and turn things over to the defense. This one's fielded at the 4-yard line. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. Offense ready to begin this drive, 1st and 10. Looking to throw here and shake off that previous INT. Has him on the quick hitter. And this one gets to the 33-yard line before it's stopped. 2nd and 3 now.
At the 33-yard line.
They send a tight end in motion. From the 33 on 2nd down. Couldn't connect right side. It's incomplete. This one misses the tight end. And now it's 3rd and short.
And 3 yards to go.
Off the play fake, he's going to throw. And oh, someone stepped in. It's intercepted. And he adds some yards to the pick before they bring him down.
Well, that's now his 2nd time that he's put his defense in a tough spot. That's a hard thing about playing quarterback, Kate. You know, with these interceptions and now the 2nd on the day, you're asking your defense again to step up to another series, another possession, another challenge. This quarterback's got to start protecting the football.
New set of downs for him at the 38. There's a handoff up the gut. And he's short of the 1st after a mild gain. Give him 5 on that carry, bringing up 2nd and 5. Another carry for him. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain. Call it 4 yards, and they're set up with a manageable 3rd and 2. Back to throw. Looking slant route, complete. And he's able to take this one down to the 25. A 5-yard gain on the play. And they're going to have a 1st down. Setting up a throw. Completed over the middle. And they're going to touch him down after a short pickup. 8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. He'll dump this one off to his running back, complete. And he's in, touchdown! These guys put up even more points in a win. Well, this machine has been firing on all cylinders this game, partner. And it continues firing as that lead grows yet again.
And those who've tried to get in the way of that machine you're talking about, namely the defense, well, they've paid the price over and over and over again.
Brown now for the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And his guys grow their lead yet again.
41, our home team, 13.
Following the touchdown, they'll kick it back and see what the opposition has in store. Return coming from the 6. He stopped on the return at the 27. The home team's headed back out on offense. Their quarterback returning to the field now. And as we can see here, it hasn't been the easiest game for him to operate out there, right? Number of rough moments for him. This defense able to pick him off twice to highlight their performance against him. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Interception last drive doesn't deter them. They're going right back to the air. And he'll get it out to the 34 before he's tracked down.
That is a textbook first down completion. Sets up 2nd and very manageable and creates space to take that shot downfield.
2nd and 4. Oh, brother, it's another interception. Finds a seam, left side, he's off to the races. And he makes the house call. It's a touchdown on the pick 6. Thrown at the depth where linebackers come into play in coverage, partner, and sure enough, one of them jumps it and takes it to the house.
You say that. You know what I think about? I think about the depth finder on my fishing boat. You're absolutely right. This is where these linebackers love to lurk and could do some serious damage.
Brown now for the extra point. Extra point sent right down the middle. And these guys continue piling onto this lead.
Our home team, 13.
Well, Brock, hopefully some short memories on offense as they get it right back here on the kickoff after that pick 6. Returning it from the 4. This return makes it up to the 25. Now outruns their offense to take over. And he's been the victim of 3 interceptions already in this game, Brock. Passing lanes kind of reminding me of LA traffic. Pretty hazardous throughout this game.
Yeah, just a mess and nowhere to go. And it's an awful place both on the highway. And trust me, when you're in the pocket looking at this defense too, it's miserable. Everything's been contested. Everything's been hard. No gimmies. It's a real testament to the work this secondary has done to prepare for this matchup.
Getting right back to it after that interception. Hits his running back. And this one gets to the 33-yard line before it's stopped.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for on first down. Textbook. It sets up 2nd and very manageable, and then creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
They get to him and bring him down. And that pushes him back. 3rd down coming up.
That sure ended up being worst case scenario. Pass rush just kept coming and bearing down, and he was looking for an escape that wasn't there. It's just one of those plays in hindsight, Kate, where you really got to understand, I got to cut bait, cut my losses, and avoid such a negative play.
Got to figure out this 3rd down here. Dropping back to throw. Underneath it goes. Catch made by the running back. And they're going to bring him down just beyond the 30 at the 31.
We've heard it said, and I believe it to my core, football is the ultimate team sport. And a well-run screen like that is the ultimate team play because it takes all 11 doing their job.
Finds him over the middle. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
Oh, so close to getting off the field. But the 4th down conversion keeps that defense out there. That was their shot to end this possession, to sit on the bench, to get their breath. But now they're going to have to buckle down and force another 4th down.
To throw here on 1st down. And they pick him off again. And they finally drag him down, but not until after a very nice return. Oh, man, Brock, somebody, those other leaders on that sideline, they've got to sit him down and calm him down. 3 consecutive drives now where he's thrown an interception.
Yeah, this defense is just all over him, seeing every throw, anticipating these routes before they're even run. When he's dropping back to throw, and I know this feeling, it's horrible as a quarterback. It feels like there's 20 defenders out there on this defense.
They'll run here on first down. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
Now, don't think for a second they're going to slow down the tempo. Defense on their heels. And right now is the best chance to go push that envelope and get aggressive.
To throw it on first down. He's got a man left. And he's going to be stopped at the 17-yard line. Halfway to the marker. It's 2nd and 5. They'll empty the backfield and motion him right. Short pass brought in. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
That's just great instincts. Go air it out on 2nd down rather than just play conservative and run it. They hit a weak point in the coverage and don't need to worry about 3rd down at all.
Going ground on 1st and goal. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
I talked to a bunch of different GMs, Kate, especially around draft time, and they all say the same thing. Linebackers are so hard to find. It's hard to transition from the college game that's in so much space to this game where you've got to play in a phone booth.
Trying to get away from the pressure, but he can't, and they drop it. Good pressure from the defense there has them trending in the wrong direction.
Kate, we do see this happen a good bit, don't we? Especially with better defenses in this league. When they get backed up and they get in situational football like this where they have to get a stop, they just crank it up another notch. Stop the run on 1st, stop the pass on 2nd, and now, well, the money down. It's all about...
And the scoring will never end. It's another touchdown. These guys throwing 6 more on the blowout. Great play by the QB there, Brock. The play broke down. He didn't have much of a choice other than to escape and improvise. And in the end, turned out to be the best call he could have made.
It is such a necessary tool in today's NFL for that QB to put right in his tool belt, Kate. You know, in my day, you could be a blacksmith, right? You just do the job and stay in the pocket. Not anymore. You got to be an artist. And you got to be an artist that can create when things break down. And that's big time to get a touchdown out of it as well.
His return starts at the 5. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. Another drive coming up for this offense. And Brock, I know the goal is always points every drive, but I think just as big a goal, got to play clean football here. You cannot give it away for a 3rd consecutive possession.
Yeah, we call that rebuilding some confidence in yourself as a group, right? Just to execute without the mistakes. Pros, you can shake off a turnover with ease, but back-to-back, even the seasoned vets have a little trouble getting past that.
And he's tackled after gaining a handful. So that brings us to the 2-minute warning in Louisville. These guys hoping to do some window dressing in the time remaining. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Pass play now. Catch is made down the right sideline. And he's down. Looks like they made the stop at the 46-yard line. It's a gain of 21 yards to pick up that 1st down.
I'm sure Coach, play caller, doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
New set of downs for him from the 46. Back to pass on 1st and 10. Short pass caught by his tight end. And they make the stop. We're going to say at about the 37-yard line. Now after making that catch, we see he's shaken up. Trainer's heading out to take a look. After a good pickup, they're set up with 2nd and short. From the 37. Throw left side, complete. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage. They are throwing it again. Brought in right side. And he's down inside the red zone before hitting the deck. Give him 13 on that play. And it'll give him a first down. From the red zone now. And that one's going to fall incomplete. No luck there. Just 11 seconds remaining.
That just goes to show you can't take any completion for granted, even on some of the shortest passes in the game plan.
And that is incomplete. 8 seconds left now.
Well covered on that play. Really not a large window for him to sneak that throw in.
They're going to throw it on 3rd and long. That's caught for the first. And he'll be taken down at the last possible moment. He's at the 1. So something to be proud of, Brock, as they come away with the win. And you never want to count out those wildcard teams once the postseason begins, right? We've seen a few go on magical runs before, and they've officially begun theirs here, fighting their way to next week's divisional round games. With Brock Ewart and our entire crew, I'm Kate Scott. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. It was a great effort from our winners as we say so long from Louisville.